Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Leo here. Caden, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good, Max. How about yourself?
I am not because our picks as of late have not been well.
Hey, if you follow the social medias as you should, follow the Instagram. My Christmas Day bets went 5-0. So maybe, starting to turn something around.
I don't know what voodoo magic you put on my picks lately, Caden, but I don't appreciate it. With that being said, we got a very important NFL weekend, second to last week of the regular season. So let's jump right into it, Caden.
Yeah. Hope you guys, first of all, though, had a good Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yes.
Everything was good with you guys. But yeah, so we're going to cover every Saturday game here. Then we got a good afternoon game on Sunday and our two primetime games.
Yes.
Starting off on Saturday morning, Chargers visiting my Patriots, where the Chargers are a 4-point favorite.
Yeah, Caden, I'm surprised that 4 is the line, but I guess based on the performance that your Patriots had a week ago, keeping it very close with the Steelers and the Chargers being able to charger. But I do think that this is a line the Chargers will cover, and I do see them getting the victory.
Yeah, well, it seems like usually, especially in Justin Herbert's career, the Patriots have had his number. He's had a lot of his worst games of his career against the Patriots, but that's when they've had their usual good defense. This year, the defense has not been good, as we've seen all year. They've been just horrendous, and so I think, this is going to be a good game for the Chargers. They're obviously still fighting for their lives, fighting for that playoff spot, so they need to keep winning. Patriots don't need to keep winning. They are fine where they are. They got the 2 pick right now. They're feeling good about where they're at. They don't need to try to waste that by doing what the Raiders did last week and winning the game. So, I think the Chargers are going to come in here, win the game. I could see them keeping it close for a lot of the game because, the Chargers defense that are starting off really hot has shown a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
These last couple weeks, I could see Drake finding his way to a couple tutties here or there. But I still think the Chargers will get in, get out, get that win and cover.
Most definitely.
Now, probably the biggest game of the Saturday slate, though, your Denver Broncos traveling to Cincinnati to face the Bengals, where the Bengals are a 3.5-point favorite.
Caden, we're taking Broncos cover all day, every day, twice because it's Saturday. All right? I think this is a game that's going to be electric. It's going to be high scoring, I think. Joe Burrow's been phenomenal, and I don't expect that to be – you know what? Actually, I do expect him to be slowed down because I think Pat Surtain will actually shadow Jamar Chase.
Please,
That's
for
the
my
hope.
sake in the fantasy championship, can PS2 just lock down Jamar
That's
all
the hope.
game?
Either way, this is going to be a close game, but I think the Broncos are going to win, so they're going to cover the spread.
Yeah, like we've said, you were saying with Joe Burrow, he's now gone 7 straight games with at least 250-plus pass yards and 3 passing touchdowns, which is the most all time.
Never been done.
Never been done before. You would think this week with an elite cornerback in PS2 and the return of Riley Moss to the secondary, that this Broncos team will be able to slow him down a little bit. Obviously,
Yes.
Chase Brown's been electric out of the backfield in the running and receiving game this year. You still have Jamar and T. Higgins. So all I really hope for, I'm going to take the Broncos here. I think as both are still obviously fighting for the playoff lives, I think the Broncos are going to be able to find a way. I think 3.5 for just that hook.
Yeah.
Just going to come in and maybe bite us. I can see the Bengals winning like a walk-off field goal or something. But I think that, Broncos will cover. I just need PS2, shadow Jamar the whole game, limit him so T. Higgins gets open for Joe Burrow.
Not T. Higgins.
Yeah, T.
No
Higgins.
one.
The Broncos can win this game. T. Higgins can have 2 tutties.
Okay, next team.
Now our night game, which could have been interesting if the Cardinals didn't want to choke and lose to the Panthers last week. You have the Arizona Cardinals traveling to LA to face the Rams, so the Rams are a 6.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I think the Rams cover this weekend. I don't think spoiler is enough for this Cardinals team to really get up and going. They've been inconsistent. They struggled, and obviously last week with that terrible loss to the Panthers, fumbling away their chances of the playoffs. I think this team's going to be down in the dumps, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams ended up putting a lot more points on them and really, blowing the spread wide open.
Yeah, I think, this, like you said, this has a great chance of being a kind of a blowout dud game to end our day here Saturday.
That's what I'm sniffing.
Because also, they don't know if James Conner's going to play. He's on the injury report. He left in that Panthers game early in that fourth quarter with his hamstring injury. So who knows really if they, especially now that they're eliminated, if they want to either rest him, try to rush him back. And even if he does play, he's obviously not going to be seeing the crazy workload we've been seeing of him the last couple of weeks when he's really just been there. He's been most of their offense. So this really could be a big dud laid by the Cardinals here with the Rams coming in, getting that win, trying to really secure them to win that division and get that nice, probably 10-plus point victory.
Big point.
And now our afternoon game that we're going to talk about here on this Sunday slate is the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Two powerhouses in the NFC North this year, where the Packers are a 1-point favorite.
Caden, I'm shocked that the Packers are a 1-point favorite, just considering how good this Minnesota Vikings team has been. We saw, what Sam Darnold was able to do last week with the game-winning drive up there in Seattle. Really impressive way to finish. They've been impressive this whole season. But I really do like Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. And Matt LaFleur doesn't lose in December, kid.
No, he doesn't.
That's the thing, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor of why the Packers go ahead and cover this 1 point and get the victory.
Yes, Matt LaFleur, if you guys didn't know, is the winningest coach in December in all of NFL history. So
ahead of Vince Lombardi.
Ahead of people like Vince Lombardi. So that's something I'd say to take account of.
Yes.
But also, the Packers are basically already in for the playoffs. They still just got that wild card. The Vikings are still possibly fighting not only for the division, but for that 1 seed. Especially with that Eagles loss last week. It'll be between them and the Lions. And what do you know? They both play next week, week 18, to decide the division.
Be exciting.
And the 1 seed. Assuming both teams win this week, it'll be deciding the 1 seed. So I think this is a great game for the Vikings, especially at home in the Dome, for their offense to keep clicking, slow down. I think Jordan Love will find his way throwing it to the other team in this game. Yeah, I think Jordan Love will throw an interception this game. And I think the Vikings will be able to get in there on the backs of Darnold, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, and get that victory.
Well, that's our first disagreement, I think, Caden.
Yes, it is. Now, our primetime games, Sunday night should be, I think, a really good game. You have the Atlanta Falcons, who as of right now are leading the NFC South, and the Washington Commanders, where the Commanders are a 4-point favorite.
Wow. The way this Falcons team has eked and clawed and found themselves in a position to make the playoffs as a division winner with a rookie quarterback is ridiculous.
Starting his second career game. He's barely played all year, but yeah.
Yeah. He's a rookie.
Yeah, I know he's a rookie.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's not like it's on the back of a rookie quarterback.
No.
The Commanders, who are on the back of a rookie quarterback.
Either way, these two are going to have to duke it out. That being said, you know how we feel about Jane Daniels. He's a more experienced player. I just think Michael Penix will do enough to keep this game close and get that cover. All right, Caden? I don't think that this is going to be a super high-scoring game. If I'm being honest, I think that Falcons defense is going to be able to limit Jane Daniels. But I do see a Commanders victory for sure. Commanders definitely get the win. But I do think the Falcons can cover.
Yeah, I think this game's really going to come down to, can the Commanders' defense stop Bijan Robinson? If they can, this game I don't think will be close. If they can, it'll be a lot closer. I think even if they can't really contain Bijan, and let's say he goes off 90 and 2 tutties or something like that, I still think the Commanders will find a way to get that win and cover, because I don't have a lot of faith in Michael Penix. I thought he was not definitely. He wasn't the worst of the first-round quarterbacks this year. That belongs to J.J. McCarthy. I know he hasn't played, but I didn't think he was worthy of a top 3 round pick or whatever. He should have been drafted where Spencer Rattler was drafted. But other than that, I mean, Michael Penix, he had that great season at Washington. He had that good one at Indiana a couple years ago. But he's still not, I'd say, that experienced as a quarterback. We saw last week against the Giants. He didn't do much. 200 yards, he threw a pick, no tutties, and that's a bad Giants team. You're playing a much more competent team in the Commanders this week, still fighting for something. I think it'll be a down game for Penix to really have to try to lean on that running game. I think Jaden Daniels and company are going to be able to come in, win, and cover.
Shame on you for hating on the rook, Michael Penix. He's going to prove you wrong, Caden.
That'd be, I guess, cool to see.
You don't want to see that. It wouldn't be cool for you to see.
No, I want to see Bijan get the rock 35 times. Like I said, I'm in the fantasy challenge. Yeah. I need Bijan 30 touches, 180 rushing yards, 3 tutties.
You sure would. Now look at this Monday night game.
Yep. Which should have been. At the start of the season, I know what they were doing with this. This should have been a banger week 17, fighting for high position in the NFC. But instead, it's between the 1 seed Detroit Lions and the eliminated from playoff contention San Francisco 49ers, where the Lions are a 3.5-point favorite.
The fact the Lions are only 3.5, Caden, is bonkers to me. I think they should cover that handedly. Just considering the way this Niners team has been start the season, and then finally big crash to end. There's just no reason for them to be super competitive in this game. They haven't been too competitive the whole season either way. And even if the Niners were still eligible for the playoffs and were still competing, I still think the Lions would cover the spread.
Yeah, this Niners team has been just not good this year.
Yeah.
Like, their defense has shown some flashes. Their running game has shown a little flashes, more with Jordan Mason.
Yes.
But now you're relying on Isaac Grendo. And like you said this probably about a month ago, it looks like the NFL has finally figured out Brock Purdy. He's done nothing special. He hasn't looked special. He hasn't looked that good at all this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions, like we just mentioned, are still fighting for the 1 seed, like for a home field advantage and that
Correct.
first round bye for the entirety of the playoffs. This shouldn't be close, I don't think. This should be a great game for the Lions. Go in there into Santa Clara, win, cover, and get ready for that big Week 18 matchup against the Vikings.
I agree, Ken, and I don't think there's much to it. One last thing I'd like to add, because we're not going to talk about it before our college football games. The Buffs playing in the Alamo Bowl against BYU. Big bowl game. I do think Colorado will cover the spread, and I'm excited to see some of the rotations on defense and the young guys who are going to suit up. And, of course, Julian Lewis has been able to practice with the Buffs. He won't be playing, obviously, but so excited to see.
Yeah, because they don't have many opt-outs, do they, the Buffs?
No, not at all.
Yeah, they're really going – the seniors are
Heavy,
playing for prime. They're
most definitely.
Even the ones who are projected top front, like Shadur's playing, Travis is playing.
And one thing to note, Coach Prime has put insurance policies on every single one of his senior, not every single, but like of the draft NFL hopefuls who are playing that game, they have insurance.
Perfect.
Yeah. So they're all protected and ready to roll.
See who's going to come out. Who knows? I mean, it's Prime said how long they're going to play.
That, Caden, is going to be up for debate. I don't think it's going to be the whole game.
I'd see, if they made first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then, BYU, they had their chance earlier in the season.
They did.
I'm also not 100% on their opt-outs either.
Yeah.
In the year.
That's iffy.
But they also don't have a lot of draft grade guys. So
correct.
It seems like if you're not transferring, you're probably going to be playing in that bowl game.
Hopefully.
Even with that, the Buffs should be able to go into the Alamo Bowl. It's only a 4-point spread.
It is.
I think they'll be able to get there, get that cover like you're saying.
I think so.
So, make sure you guys follow the social medias, Instagram, Twitter. Check out the website, which we just talked about last week. Still kind of in development, but it is out. If you want to see articles pertaining to more in-depth stuff from the pod or just other sports-related stuff, it's theuntouchaballs.wordpress.com. And then, make sure you guys like this video, turn on post notifications, share with your friends, family, strangers, anyone like that, because a lot more Untouchaballs coming your way.
Most definitely. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all next time.